Chapter 11. Stop innovating, start copying. None of us would have learned anything if there was nothing to copy from. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower, said the great Steve Jobs. Now, in our heads, a man who was a co founder of a company like Apple, a company that doesn't need an introduction, must be a genius and we must believe everything that he says, right? Wrong. I don't think so. I mean, innovation is so out of trend now. Please start copying because that is exactly where the fun lies. No, I am not encouraging you to plagiarize. I am simply asking you to get inspired by other people's innovations and ideas. It doesn't really matter whether you are a leader or a follower if your deeds aren't of any use to you or to this world. Take a moment and let that sink in. Look at everything around you. Don't you see that whatever is being done or has been happening in some way or the other is inspired by something? Nothing is new, not even the idea of this book of wisdom that you are reading. Everything has been done before. Everything gets built based on something that already exists in the universe. How else would we survive in the generation that has seen the best of this century? For starters, let's talk about the nation's most successful startups. When we think of startups, we think of ideas, new and unconventional ideas. But do you think that the idea of Ola is original? It's inspired by Uber. What about Flipkart? Inspired by Amazon. Nothing is original, my friend. Not even the clothes that you are wearing right now, because the designer was also inspired by someone else's designs. You see something new, you find out about the mind blowing features of it, and then you add your own touch to that something. Basically, you copy, 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 and excel. For a moment, let's keep the world aside and think about ourselves. Think about yourself. Who are you? Subconsciously, aren't you a person who is a mixture of influences and ideologies? You have also learned and acquired these values and habits from a role model or a family member or a friend, haven't you? People listen to me and tell me I remind them of Gary Vee, the famous speaker and entrepreneur. That's because he's one of my biggest inspirations. I am a combination of every great person I admire with my own touch. You know what? After speaking with an audience as huge as you all, I can safely say that if you ask an artist, a businessman, or a founder of a company where did they get their ideas from, the only honest answer would be I steal them. If you ask me where I get my speech ideas from, I would happily inform you that I figure out what's worth stealing from this huge pool of content. I pick an idea, filter it, and add some additional knowledge I have on that topic. I keep doing it and filtering it until I finally land on something that's worth sharing. The bottom line is that everybody is doing that, guys. Every goddamn body. The only art I'll ever study is stuff that I can steal from, said David Bowie. The man who tasted the best of this world clearly knows how to take his own share of success from this universe. I don't know how many of you have heard about this ancient quote. Art is twice removed from the reality. Art is copied from reality, and I cannot disagree with this one bit because what do artists do? How do writers learn to write? How does a layman learn to play an instrument? Don't we all just type a few words, YouTube it, and there it is? the solution to all our problems? We all take pride in acquiring skills on our own, but each one of us knows that the only reason we were able to learn those things is because there were people who put up samples, videos, tutorials, mind maps, slideshows, and audiobooks for us to learn from. None of us would have learned anything if there was nothing to copy from. Think about Facebook. I'm sure all of you must have watched the social network. If not, then what are you even doing with your life? The movie that is based on Mark Zuckerberg, one of the most successful entrepreneurs on the face of the earth. What does our big guy do to make Facebook the kind of platform it is? He apparently used his senior's ideas to build his own website. And look at him today. He is one of the youngest billionaires in the world, and I'm sure will never run out of business. Do you know what the admired playwright Shakespeare did? No doubt the man penned down so many plays that went on to become classics. For many, literature is synonymous with Shakespeare. But you would be surprised to know that even he believed in taking inspiration from other people's products. Shakespeare wrote his tragic love story of Romeo and Juliet only after he learnt about Arthur Brooke's poem, The Tragic Call Historier of Romeos and Juliet. This 1562 poem was William Shakespeare's key source to the drama that today inspires many other filmmakers to create something that one step ahead of Shakespeare's version. Call it a vicious cycle or a loop. This is how the world works, and this is how it has worked since eternity. Start copying what you love. Copy, 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 and at the end, you are going to find yourself. I'm not asking you to steal something from someone and make it your own. That's plagiarism. All I'm saying is be inspired and influenced by what is already around and make it your own. Think of yourself as a devotee of some influencers, a devotee who keeps on taking all the great things from those multiple influencers that he follows on Instagram. Treat this world as an influencer and you be an influencee. No matter how hard you try, you cannot copy someone perfectly. Have you ever tried signing on a paper multiple times? Were you able to make all the signatures look the same? No. A human hand isn't capable of making perfect copies. So, stop thinking about innovation. Try to copy your heroes. Examine where you are lacking and then find out what's making a difference. Use that difference to transform and create your own style.